Ms. Cummings, are you there? I think she's trying to get a hold of the attorney, but to kind of keep going over her interview for
here.
Okay, Ms. Cummings, did you hear the question from Councilwoman Sears?
No, I didn't hear it.
Councilwoman Sears, can you repeat the question, please? Thank you.
Yes, Lisa, I just had a question on the due diligence part, if that was completed for background purposes.
No, we didn't do that one. Do you want me to run a due diligence on her? Because usually we didn't before. You guys usually interviewed them.
And Ms. Cummings, were you able to get a hold of her?
I was, and she was wanting to know if Stacy could send it to her so she could get on her computer, because I didn't get the Zoom link sent to my computer, so I can't forward it to her. So if Stacy could forward that Zoom link to her, she will get on.
Okay.
Lisa, I texted the 505 number, the 1670. I text that Zoom
To
link.
her?
Yes.
Okay, she should be getting it then.
Yeah, so while we wait for her, she was a contract specialist, U.S. Department, HHS, Assistant Attorney General, Pasco-Yaqui Tribe, Arizona, Legislative Attorney, Ho-Chunk Nation, Oklahoma, Black River Falls, and then internships, Law Clerk, University of Wisconsin Legal Counsel, Law Clerk, Native American Rights Fund, Boulder, Colorado, Clinical Intern, Judge Barbara Crabb, United States, Western District of Wisconsin. And yeah, so that's kind of for the listening public. So. And I also want to recognize Councilman Hopkins at 3:06 p.m. So thank you, Councilman, for making it. I know you had some appointments going on today, so no worries. So. And again, for the listening public, some of the affiliations and relevant professional development: State Bar of Wisconsin, member since 1995, managing customer service, Oklahoma State University training, HIPAA compliance, Oklahoma State University, FEMA completed, certified, principles of core meditation, and she graduated from the University of Kansas. Also MED, Educational Administration, Pennsylvania State University, and Juris Doctorate from University of Wisconsin Law School. So. Councilman Kennard. So Councilman Rodriguez is in at the meeting at 3:08 p.m. He was on bereavement leave, so he was at another funeral, and so yeah, so I'm aware of that. So thank you, Councilman. Chairman. Councilman Watkins.
They made a motion, they seconded, and I think, we have Lisa coming doing our legal stuff, and I think, she should know what she's doing. So can we go ahead and commence and go ahead and do the vote?
That's fine with me. So council, seeing no further questions, I read the resume. There were some questions asked, and with the premise that Ms. Cummings did recommend, and she is qualified on doing her due diligence and asking the right questions around some of the legal professions. So any more discussion? Seeing none. The motion was made by Councilman Carlo, seconded by Councilman Youngman and Steele to approve of the recommendation of Ms. Laura Ann Razzle as the junior associate attorney position for the Oglala Sioux tribe. Ms. Cummings will do the appropriate due diligence. Secretary, if you want to call the roll, thank you.
Wesley Hawkins Sr. Yes or no?
Councilman, we're voting, so yes or no? Yeah.
Blaine Little Thunder.
Oh.
Ryan Jumping Eagle.
Yes.
Gerald Canoyer Jr.
Yes.
Austin Watkins Sr. Tyler Yellowboy.
Yes.
Wendell Youngman Jr.
Yes.
Ron DeBray.
No.
James Cross.
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo.
Yes.
George Dreamer Jr.
Yes.
Richard Ironcloud.
Yes.
Jillian Spotted Bear. Yes. David Puyer.
No.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston.
Ah,
Jackie Sears.
yeah.
Michael Carlo Sr.
Yes.
Bernardo Rodriguez Jr.
Yes.
Garfield Steele.
Yeah.
Craig Dillon.
Yes. Council, that passes 18 yes, 2 no to approve of Ms. Laura Ann Razzle. Ms. Cummings, if you can do the follow-up and due diligence and definitely whatever needs to be done, we look forward to it. So thank you, Council. The next item of business is we had the Councilman Steele made that motion earlier for the BIA and the
Mr.
IHS position. Councilman Steele, do you want to address that?
I believe those came out of, I know one was out of finance and the other one I think was HHS committee. But I'll make a motion, 2 motions separately. My first motion is requesting that they immediately advertise the CEO position for IHS.
Second.
And that, I don't know who does the letter or whatever, that we get it done ASAP.
So that
And that we're requesting that the tribe be a part of the process when they do the interview and selection, if possible.
Question.
hold on, Councilwoman. So let me read this motion. I'll get to your question.
Leave out the if possible. Put it in there that we want to be a part of the selection process.
So, so that motion was made by Councilman Steele, seconded by Councilwoman Carlo. And then the secretary is going to read it, and then Councilwoman, we'll get to your question on Zoom, so just stand by.
Okay, so the motion was made by Garfield Steele, seconded by Ella Giancarlo, to immediately advertise for the IHS CEO and to get it done as soon as possible, and that the tribe be part of the process for interview and selection.
Thank you, Secretary. Councilwoman on Zoom, if you want to go. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Just a quick question, I guess, is who is in the superintendent position right now? Is it Mr. Long still in there? I know he was saying he's retiring at the end of December. Do you know if that position is still being held by him, or what's the status on that?
Thank you, Councilwoman. I believe we're talking about the IHS position. Is that correct?
No, the BIA superintendent also.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be the next motion. But does anybody know that question right now? Councilwoman, like the best I know that. Oh, go ahead, Councilwoman.
Chair, it's no longer John, it's the female, I'm trying to get her name right now. Chris O'Rourke.
That's acting, I'm assuming that she's the acting superintendent?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I was just being asked that question this morning by one of the tribal memberships, so that's why I asked. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Council, further discussion on this motion for the IHS? Seeing none, Secretary, if you want to read it one more time, and then we can call a roll.
Motion to immediately advertise for the IHS CEO and to get it done as soon as possible, and that the tribe be part of the process for interview and selection.
Having been motioned and seconded, seeing no other discussion online or in person, Secretary, if you want to call a vote, thank you.
Wesley Hawkins Sr.,
Yes.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Oh.
Ryan Jumping Eagle,
Yes.
Gerald Canoyer Jr.,
Yes.
Austin Watkins Sr., Tyler Yellowboy,
Yeah.
Wendell Youngman Jr.,
Yes.
Ron DeBrey,
Oh.
James Cross,
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo,
Yes.
George Dreamer Jr.,
Yes.
Julianne Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Richard Ironclad,
Yes.
David Poyer,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Jackie Sears,
Uh-huh.
Michael Carlos Sr.,
Yes.
Bernardo Rodriguez Jr.,
Yes.
Garfield Still,
Yes.
Craig Dillon. Unanimous.
Council, that passes 24-0 against, unanimous. Thank you, Council. Councilman Steele, do you want to make that second motion?
My second motion is to, same thing that we request that they advertise the BIA superintendent as soon as possible, and that the tribe also be a part of that selection process.
Thank you, Councilman. Is there a second to that? Second by Councilman Dreamer, Councilman Little Thunder, and Councilman Carla. Council, any discussion on that motion? Seeing none. Secretary, if you want to call a vote when you're ready. Thank you. And just read the motion one more time. Thank you.
Motion to request that the BIA superintendent position be advertised as soon as possible and that the tribe be a part of the interview and selection process. Wesley Hawkins Sr.,
Yes.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Oh.
Ryan Jumping Eagle,
Yes.
Gerald Canoyer Jr.,
Yes.
Austin Watkins Sr., Tyler Yellowboy,
Yes.
Wendell Youngman Jr.,
Yes.
Ron DeBrey,
Oh.
James Cross,
Yes.
Ella Giancarlo,
Yes.
George Dreamer Jr.,
Yes.
Julianne Spotted Bear,
Yes.
Richard Ironclad,
Yes.
David Poyer,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Jackie Sears,
Uh-huh.
Michael Carlos Sr.,
Yes.
Bernardo Rodriguez Jr.,
Yes.
Garfield Steele,
Yes.
Craig Dillon.
Yes.
Thank you, Council. Okay, we can get on. Council, that passes 24-0 against, passed unanimous. Thank you, Council. Councilwoman Carlo?
Just want to make a brief comment, Chair. I also think maybe this is something we need to bring up in our committees as well, but I think it's just as important that we have some input when they do these temporary selections as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Definitely, that's a good thing to pay attention to, especially, as these positions are going to affect our tribes for the next couple of years. That is a very good point. Council, we have the attorney online. If we want to, I think we're going to bring her up on Zoom. Okay.
Yeah, she logged out.
Unfortunately, she logged out, Council, so we won't get to hear from her today, but we could visit with her maybe on Friday when we have that chance. So we'll definitely invite her back to the meeting on Friday and see if there's any additional questions that we might have, or looking at her experience. So, and I know that we have one more issue on the agenda, so moving up to item number 6 on the OST Election Commission. Council, is there any motion or action that we want to take on item number 6 on the OST Election Commission? Councilman Carl?
Mr. Chair, I think it's important that our commissioners get sworn in immediately, so following the meeting, if they could meet with the judge at the courthouse to get sworn in.
Thank you, Councilman. So, commissioners, if you didn't hear or not, please try to get to the courthouse to get sworn in. We'll make sure that this is done legally. I know that one commissioner is out with a health issue today, so we'll get her sworn in when maybe tomorrow. So yeah, so thank you. Thank you. Is there additional actions that need to be taken on item number 6, Council?
Mr. Chair,
Councilman Yellowboy?
is this the item that Attorney Gunn is working on?
It is, yep.
Is Attorney Gunn, are you finished with the product?
We need a little more time.
Okay, they need a little bit more time? Okay, thank you, Councilman. Okay, Mr. Gunn, how long do you anticipate?
15 minutes.
Okay, okay, Council.
I have a comment, Chair.
Go ahead, Councilman Jumping Eagle.
So, there's probably a lot of people wondering why we went into executive and what we was in executive for. Can that, what we received, be read for the record or no?
Councilman Steele?
I'm in agreement with Ryan. I think it's proper that we allow this newly selected commission to go on record as to their statement, and then we can proceed with either accepting their recommendations or not. But I agree with Mr. Jumpanigo that I think we should put the statements on record and let the people be informed of what what's going on here and what our recommendations are. So if it's okay with you, Chairman, I'd like to yield the floor to our temporary appointed commission so that they can give their statement for the record, so the people will be allowed to hear what was discussed, not word by word, but just the topic.
Commissioners, so before you before you leave, I'm sure you heard the discussion about just making a statement about why you're out here, why we wanted, some of the reasons why, some of the discrepancies you might have found, and just an official statement for the record, so the listening public could know why some of these issues are coming up. So, Commissioner, I'll turn it over to the President Puyer, and she could read the statement. Thank you.
Okay, so I tell it now? Oh, now? As newly elected Election Commission, we are requesting re-election because of discrepancies that we found. We also request, we're gonna do the oath of office, but there's so much discrepancies that we are asking for a re-election. We cannot, there were a lot of documents missing, and we don't know who, where, or when the workers had worked, and we don't have the election will be for 6 districts, the seven districts. And we don't know where the challenge votes are, so we're gonna have to find out where the challenge votes are. And we don't know why. We have to pick up the ballot box at the enrollment office. And the districts are Wakapamni, Eagle Nest, Medicine Root, Oglala, Pine Ridge Village, Porcupine, and Lake Creek. So and we need a lot of. Oh yeah, we have to do the housing, gaming, allocation, tarot for Wounded Knee District.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, President.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. And there was a big task in front of them, and just for the clarification, ensuring that people have a fair chance, and working on some of the discrepancies that were found out. That's part of the discussion that we came out of this, and to be accountable. Council, is there further discussion on this issue while will the attorneys work on this? Seeing none, so Council, if we want to be on, or Councilman Yelwood, go ahead.
I guess for clarification, this is for the district executive boards. So I know there was a question asked for clarification, so that is clarification. The other item as well for clarification is that a number of the candidates were not certified. That is why one of the reasons why we're not, or the election commission is taking this action.
Thank you, Councilman, for clarifying that. Appreciate it. Council, further discussion. President Puyer.
I just want to thank everybody here for listening to us and for supporting us. So we are going to have a re-election. We didn't. Are we? Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairwoman Puyer and the Election Commission for coming, doing your service. I think you're on their way to go get sworn in, and to make sure that things are done legally and done right. So we'll definitely move forward with this process. So Council, while we're waiting for the attorneys to be done, go ahead, Councilman Carlo.
I just got some alarming texts, and I just want to know, is our vice president still on the board at Red Cloud? Because individuals are saying now that the action we took to allow sports, there's action taken to not allow it. So I think we need clarification on, what's going on.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman?
So I did send out an email to all the council representatives regarding that, if they needed to provide a response to the personnel who are texting them. It was a superintendent decision based off the IHS and health administrators' recommendations.
Councilman Steele?
You know, our action was basically to give the schools that option to say yes or no for their students, and I think we should just leave it at that. You know, if the school decided that it wasn't in the best interest of their students, then so be it. At least we gave them the option to decide, but I think we should just leave it at that.
Thank you, Councilman. Further discussion on that? Councilman Carlos?
Got one more issue. You know, I asked Ms. Price, you know, that some of our directors are really rude to our people. And this needs to come to an end, you know. I can show all the people that are complaining, but, you know, I will not tolerate that anymore. You know, our people deserve better than that.
Councilman Carlo for that. Council, any other items for discussion?
Can we take a 10-minute break while we wait for the attorneys?
Oh.
Can we take a 10-minute break while we're waiting for Attorney
Yep,
Gunn?
we can take a 10-minute break. So council will take a 10-minute break. So just stand by. Everything should be ready by the time you get back. So just stand by, and we should be good in 10 minutes. Thank you.